Hey guys, and welcome to Off the Pitch. I'm your host Josh, and this is my weekly recap of world football. Firstly, let's get started with the EPL. It was a very interesting week. This week, Liverpool versus Arsenal was a very good game. Liverpool did end up winning 3-1. In my opinion, Arsenal did have some pretty good chances at the start of the game. Aubameyang, of course, and Pepe. I don't know how he missed. He could have just used his right foot and they would have scored. It would have been a completely different game, but it was the result I think everyone expected, really. But Liverpool played really well too, so it was a deserved win for them. Crystal Palace, they upset Manchester United after Manchester United got the equaliser in the 89th minute, I believe it was, by the young kid Daniel James. And then 5 minutes later, Van Aanholt struck and he won the game for Crystal Palace. So that was really good to see. It was good to see Crystal Palace get the upset win. And then also another upset was Newcastle versus Tottenham. Tottenham lost against them 1-0 with Joelinton scoring his first goal for Newcastle. Yeah, it was good to see. Pochettino he looked a bit disinterested on the bench over there for the Spurs, but would you expect his star player Christian Eriksen have a bit of a feud? Like, they don't know what's happening with him. He wants to see out his contract, so it's going to be interesting. Moving on, the Serie A. It was a very good weekend. Out of all the top 5 leagues in the world this week, they had the most goals by I think it was 33 goals scored in all games. There was some really good games. Juventus won. Sadly, AC Milan lost. That's my favorite team. They lost 1-0 against Udinese, and they had chances, but just it was unfortunate. A really good game was Fiorentina and Napoli. Napoli ended up winning that 4-3 with Frank Ribery had his debut, and Fiorentina they fielded their youngest team in 25 years. I think the average age was like 23 and a half or something like that. So it's good to see Montella giving the youngsters a go, and they played well. They only lost 4-3 against Napoli, and it's surprising because I thought Napoli's defense would be rock solid, having Koulibaly and Manolas as a centre-back partnership, but maybe they just need a bit more time to gel together. And yeah, Inter Milan, they beat, I think it was Lecce 4-0. Yeah. Lukaku scored in his debut. It was a tap, it was nothing special. He literally just tapped it in off a rebound shot. Like, the keeper parried it out and it just landed at his foot. And he just tapped it in. And the goal of the week, I don't think I've seen, probably the goal of the season so far in any competition is Kundreva for Inter Milan. That goal was amazing. If you haven't watched it, go check it out. It's all over YouTube. It is amazing. It was just top left-hand corner. It was a rocket. And yeah, it was good to see. So the Serie A's kicked off. I'm excited. And yeah, hopefully someone can dethrone Juventus. That's what I hope to see. Moving on, so the La Liga this week was pretty standard. Atletico Madrid won. Barcelona won 5-2, and the biggest talking point was they won 5-2 without Messi. But look, when you have the talent they have, you should be winning every game. Like, they had Griezmann, he's an amazing player. But yeah, they had the young kid debut. I think his name was Fati or something. I don't know. I forget his name, but he had his debut. I think he was one of the youngest players to debut. I think he was only 16 or something, 18. I don't know, something like that. But yeah, he had his debut. But they won 5-2, it's impressive. And moving on to next week's fixtures, Juventus Napoli. That is one of them. That's going to be so exciting to see. I think Juventus will probably get the win, but only because of how shaky Napoli's defense was against Fiorentina, and they're nowhere near as good of competition as Juventus will be. But it'll be interesting. I'm really excited to see that. And also the derby, Arsenal versus Tottenham. I think this is Arsenal's chance to beat them and get the win, because, as I said, Spurs are just looking all over the place a bit, all because of the internal issues they're having at the moment with Eriksen and all that. And it's going to be interesting. I think this is Arsenal's chance to win it against them and prove to the league that they're going to contend for top 4. They're coming third at the moment, I believe. I think it goes Liverpool's up there, then it's Man City, and then Arsenal. So look, they're going to contend. It's just a few silly errors from last week, like David Luiz. There was no need to pull Salah's shirt, but what can you do? So that's going to be really interesting. I'm excited to see this week's games. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed, and stay tuned for next week. Have a good one. See yous.